It's story time!
It's story time.
Shy Tales Studios.
Long ago, in a prosperous kingdom, there lived a wise minister who served the king faithfully. The minister was known throughout the kingdom for his intelligence. Whenever the king faced a difficult problem, he would call upon this minister, and almost always, the minister would provide a clever solution. Because of this, many people in the royal court admired him, but not everyone was pleased. Some ministers were jealous of him. They felt overshadowed by his wisdom and influence. No matter how hard they tried, they could never outshine him in front of the king. So they began watching him closely, waiting for any opportunity to embarrass him. One day, they thought they had finally found their chance. The minister had a young son who often visited the palace. The boy was quiet, simple, and humble. Compared to his brilliant father, the boy appeared ordinary. The jealous courtiers whispered among themselves. "If the father is so wise," they said, "surely his son must be just as clever." But when they spoke to the boy, they noticed something strange. Whenever the king asked him a simple question, the boy gave what seemed like a foolish answer. Soon the story reached the king's ears. Curious, the king decided to test the boy himself. The next time the boy came to the palace, the king called him forward. In front of the entire court, the king placed 2 coins on a table. One coin was made of gold. The other coin was made of silver. The king smiled and asked the boy, "Tell me, young man, which of these coins is more valuable?" Everyone in the court already knew the answer. Gold was obviously more valuable. The courtiers leaned forward, expecting the boy to say, "Gold." But the boy looked carefully at both coins. Then he picked up the silver coin. "The silver one is more valuable, Your Majesty," he said. The moment he said that, laughter filled the royal court. The jealous ministers were delighted. "See," they whispered, "the minister's son is a fool." Even the king was surprised. He shook his head slightly and gave the boy the silver coin. The next day, the boy returned to the palace. Once again, the king placed the same 2 coins on the table. "Now tell me again," the king said, smiling, "which coin is more valuable?" The boy looked again, and once again he chose the silver coin. The court burst into laughter. This continued for many days. Each time the king asked the question, the boy chose the silver coin. Each time, the court laughed. And each time, the king gave the boy the silver coin. Soon the entire kingdom began talking about it. "The minister's son is foolish," people said. "How can the son of such a wise man be so silly?" Eventually, even the minister himself heard these rumors. He loved his son and believed he was not foolish. But the stories troubled him. One evening, he called his son and asked gently, "My son, people say that whenever the king asks you which coin is more valuable, you choose silver instead of gold. Is this true?" The boy nodded calmly. "Yes, father." The minister looked puzzled. "But surely you know that gold is worth far more than silver." The boy smiled. "Yes, father, I know that." The minister frowned in confusion. "Then why do you keep choosing silver?" The boy leaned forward slightly and spoke quietly. "Because if I choose gold just once, the king will stop asking the question." The minister remained silent, listening. "But as long as I keep choosing silver," the boy continued. "The king laughs, the court laughs, and every time I visit the palace, I receive another silver coin. The boy then opened a small bag he had been carrying. Inside were dozens and dozens of silver coins. "I may not take the gold coin once," the boy said, "but by choosing silver every time, I receive many coins instead." The minister stared at the bag in amazement. Then slowly, a proud smile spread across his face. In that moment, he realized something important. His son was not foolish at all. In fact, he had shown a different kind of wisdom. The boy understood something many people in the court did not understand. He understood patience, he understood strategy, and most importantly, he understood that there is no need to prove your intelligence to everyone. The courtiers thought the boy was foolish, but their laughter was the very reason he continued receiving rewards. The boy never tried to show off. He never argued. He never corrected them. He simply stayed quiet and kept collecting silver. Minister gently placed his hand on his son's shoulder. "My son," he said softly, "today you have taught me an important lesson." The boy looked up curiously. "What lesson, father?" The minister replied, "That true wisdom does not always need to be displayed. Sometimes, the smartest person in the room is the one who says the least." From that day forward, the minister understood something deeply. Many people try to prove how clever they are. They boast, they argue, they show off their intelligence, but real wisdom often works quietly. It does not seek applause. It does not need recognition, and sometimes, those who appear simple may actually understand life better than everyone else. The boy never cared what people thought. He knew the truth, and while others laughed, he quietly built his own success.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoy the story, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe to our channel for more interesting stories like this.